Hello, everyone, and welcome to Just a Spanish Phrase, the companion podcast of.
News in slow Spanish.
And we start today talking about news in slow Spanish, Renzo, because I want to talk about one of the rooms that I usually have every week in news in slow Spanish.
Okay, but slow down, Maria. First of all, hi, good morning. How
Good
are you?
morning.
But rooms, what is rooms? For anyone listening right now, and you say, I want to talk about a room, it could mean a lot of things.
So,
What are you talking
rooms,
about?
you're right. Rooms is a feature of News in Slow Spanish where our subscribers can practice conversation in Spanish with other subscribers. We have rooms for beginners, for intermediate, and advanced. But the reason why I'm talking about rooms here is not shameless self promotion. It is because one of the most successful rooms that I conduct week after week is called overrated and underrated things in our times. And this I want to tie to the expression of today because this show is just a Spanish phrase, which every week
We explore an original, or rather, a Spanish idiom, an idiomatic expression. We look at its origin, we look at its history, and of course, how we use it in our day to day lives. So,
exactly.
what is today's expression again?
So today's expression, I think, can be tied to overrated things in our times.
Ah,
And that's what I want to talk about. Today's expression is no todo lo que brilla es oro.
oh, a favorite, a favorite. And how can it not be a favorite? It is so filled with meaning and so used in so many examples in popular culture. Of course, in English, we have the same phrase, not everything that glitters is gold.
Exactly. So it can be applied to, like, oh, I met this person who seems amazing. Yeah, but you don't know. Like, for example, oh, he has an airplane. Yeah, where does that airplane come from?
Yeah.
Not all
It
money is good money. Has a
exactly.
movie from Spike Lee that I saw this weekend. They say that not all money is good money.
It's a really poetic example of this we talked about recently about common wisdom, but that looks can be deceiving. This idea that something can appear very nice, very good, very positive at first or on the outside, but the truth is actually quite different.
Exactly. And there's many examples that come to my mind, but I want to start with you asking you, what are some of the overrated things of our times? What are things that are considered gold or that are shiny, but they're not really gold?
Oh, this is a good one. Um, there's so many examples that come to mind from social media specifically, which is funny because I'm not active on social media, but of course it finds a way to filter into your life. Um, and there are so many trends that fit this definition so perfectly. No todo lo que brilla es oro. And one of them in particular, it has to do with fine dining.
Oh,
Yeah.
the many overrated examples in that
Yes,
industry.
I'm sure we could list off a few, and I'll just mention one that I thought was popular a while ago. I might be dating myself because it's probably old news by now, but I'm sure people who are listening now have seen some example of unnecessary and ridiculous use of gold leaf, edible gold, on food.
Oh, yes. That wasn't there like the most expensive hamburger in the
Yes,
world that
covered
was
in
like,
gold.
yeah, like $3,000 hamburger just because it had gold?
And it's, gold is digestible, gold can be edible, but what a waste. That is not worth its weight in gold. Literally, you're overpaying
Mm-hmm.
for a burger that's probably not that good because in covered in gold, you're sacrificing some of the flavors and the caramelization of the meat. Anyway, we can go into that, but just the ridiculous use of gold um for dazzle effect, for a visual effect that is really not worth it.
It is literally gold, but it doesn't spark.
No,
It's not
no,
good for you. It's
not
not
no.
gold.
I refuse to eat that. I have eaten things with a little sprinkling of gold, like a chocolate a long time ago, a little truffle with a little sprinkling of gold. But the ridiculous overuse, that to me is an example of no todo lo que brilla es oro. It
Not
literally
everything that
shines.
people thinks is good is actually good.
Right.
Or for example, I'm a big fan of acai bowls. They're
Yes.
delicious. It's like the acai antioxidant fruit with granola and fresh fruit on top, etc. And I thought that was a healthy meal. And then
Wait.
the other
Oh
day,
no. What?
I mean, define healthy, right? But I just I look for the nutrition on the standard acai bowl, and it's like so much sugar, so many grams of sugar. It's almost like drinking two Coca-Colas. So it's like,
Wow.
no todo lo que brilla es oro. I thought that was really good, and maybe it's not that good. I still do it. I still enjoy it, and I still, you know me, I still eat
Yeah.
my croissant, my crepe with Nutella, and but now I put the acai bowl not in the healthy food
Right.
necessarily, but in the treat.
And it kind of is, yeah, that makes sense. It is pretty sweet. But it's like so many other health trends, I think. One of the things that it reminds me of is vitamins in general. Have you heard that vitamins can be, they're sold as this health supplement that will solve all your problems, but in fact, most vitamins, they go right through you?
Yeah, they do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard that. Actually, there was a very interesting article the other day on the New York Times saying some of the health myths that doctors wish would go away.
Huh.
And I don't remember them all, but one of them is like you cannot get enough protein on a vegetarian diet. That's a myth. You can get enough protein. Which other one? Like I don't remember the other ones.
Oh, that's
I
right.
have
I'm
to
I'm sure
reread
there's
it.
lots of them because there have been so many health fads and like fad diets, like every few years it seems like we have a different one, like a different enemy. Uh, and it was fat, and then it was carbs
Yeah,
and
exactly. Like
sugar.
fat is bad. No, fat
No.
is actually very needed in the body.
Hmm.
And yeah, healthy fats are preferable. Like avocado, nuts, etc. But yes, exactly. Like a fat-free diet is a healthy diet. That's not necessarily true.
Right. So you take something like an idea like this, an extreme idea usually, and you slap a fancy name on it, like Atkins. Remember
Oh
Atkins?
yeah.
Yeah, which was again, the science has come forward and disproven that idea, but it's shiny. It attracts people. It's a silver bullet for a big problem, which weight loss. That's a big problem, and or a goal for so many people. And the truth is that no todo lo que brilla es oro.
Another thing is travel. Travel is
Hmm.
generally good. I mean, you know me, I travel, you like to
Of
travel, you
course.
explore, know other cultures, try other meals. But you can travel and not be a better person. You can travel and not.
Oh.
I think it was Jules Verne who wrote so many amazing books and he never left his town.
Wait, I
Uh,
didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he wrote some of the most famous books which describe actually many landscapes. He never went there. He was just research and imagination. So you can travel with your imagination, with research. So travel is not necessarily the answer to
Yeah.
all the questions.
Which of course it's usually sold that way, from if I'm a travel agency, I'm selling travel and tourism packages
Yeah, if
as
you travel hoping to find the same food, the same like type of people, and if you're not go with an open mind, that's not necessarily good.
so travel in and of itself is not necessarily good, is what we're
Gold is
saying.
not
It's not gold.
it shines. Oh,
Yeah.
I travel a lot, but it's not gold. Does that make you a better person?
No. You have to be a good
Sometimes
traveler.
yes, sometimes no. Sometimes you're causing harm to the society.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
responsible tourism, right?
for example,
Well, that's a whole other can of worms that we could open. Can of worms, that's an expression we can look into next time. But today, before we end, we should look into the history
yes.
of no todo lo que brilla es oro. So for this one, we go again way, way back. So many of these expressions are so old. Their origins are, traced back to medieval ages, the Bible, even older in some cases. This one is, in fact, from the Middle Ages. So the idea was first expressed in Latin by a French monk. Maybe you can help me pronounce this because you're
Alain de Lille.
oh, beautiful. Alain de Lille. And in Latin, non omne quod nitet aurum est. Literally, no todo lo que brilla es oro. Not everything that glitters is gold. And then that phrase has been used over and over. It's appeared in countless languages, in literary works. One of my favorite examples is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where Aragorn says, "No todo lo que brilla es oro." Not everything that is gold glitters.
All right. So that's very interesting. So we reached the end of our time for this episode, but I encourage you to think, what are the things that you might think are gold, but are not?
Yeah, overrated and underrated things. And right, the reverse that you mentioned, underrated things.
Things that people don't appreciate, but are actually very good for you, like
Yeah.
spending time alone or just a simple meal with not fancy dining, but a little mom and dad
Yeah.
trattoria.
Beautiful. Or
Beautiful.
listening to a good podcast.
Oh, like
like ours. No, but thank you for listening to Just a Spanish Phrase. We hope you enjoy listening to us chat about these phrases that we use on our parent podcast, News and Slow Spanish, but also helps to open up a new way, a new angle of looking at language learning.
Yes, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Bye.